Thank you, Chair Walcott and members of the District and Commission. My name is Nick Gulota, and I'm a resident of Jackson Heights, and for many years, District 26 was my home. My testimony is based on over 15 years of experience working at the City Council and the Mayor's Office and as an organizer in Queens. The main issue I'm here to speak tonight about is of Woodside being divided into 4 council districts. In my experience, when it comes to the delivery of government services, it is always working class communities of color that live in neighborhoods divided into multiple districts that are ignored the most by our city. I've seen elected officials and government leaders decide that certain communities weren't worthy of resources, weren't central to their bases of power, or lacked the numbers needed to be important. The priorities of these communities are less likely to be taken seriously by our city. Constituent service needs are treated with less urgency, and community organizations do not receive the funding they deserve. As with the Filipino and Bangladeshi communities and Latinx communities, I want to specifically highlight the Tibetan community, as well as the larger Himalayan community that will be negatively impacted by the proposed map if adopted. A majority of this community, many of whom are refugees as a result of occupation of their homeland, reside in both the 26th and 25th districts. By dividing Woodside, the proposed map would siphon many of these community members into the 30th Council District as well. It would disconnect the Tibetan community residing in the 26th Council District from the Tibetan Community Center. I've worked with this community for many years, and while serving at the New York City Office of Immigrant Affairs, we worked closely with leaders from various Himalayan communities to estimate their combined population. The population, our unofficial estimate, was about 50,000, over 50,000 people, the majority residing in Western Queens neighborhoods. Should the proposed map be adopted, over a dozen Tibetan and Himalayan community centers, religious institutions in Woodside, would needlessly become siloed in District 30, further marginalizing this community of interest. Like with other communities, dividing the Tibetan and larger Himalayan community into 3 council districts will cause harm to their political trajectory and power. I urge the Commission to keep Woodside whole. I support the map proposed by Councilmember Julie Wan, where the boundaries are 31st Avenue to the north, so that the Tibetan Community Center can remain in the 26th Council District. I also believe, after speaking with many of my friends in the community, that Queensbridge and the Ravenswood houses should remain in the district. I ask that you keep this a Queens district, and I'm opposed to the incorporation of Manhattan's East Side and Roosevelt Island, as this will dilute the political power of working class residents of color in District 26. Lastly, I want to take a second to lend my strong support for the Unity Plans map that will keep South Asian and Indo-Caribbean communities in one council district between Richmond Hill and Ozone Park. Thank you for your time and service to our city.
And thank you. And I can't say you win a prize, but I think that's the first time I heard it end right on the time of going off. So congratulations on that. Next.